Welcome to Hawkeye Tap Podcast, episode 173, Back to Sunrise. I'm your host, Bill Dean. Of course, here with my two co-hosts, Shorts Guy, Schwim. You find us on Prompter Radio, courtesy of Mr. Sam Wu. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Apple and Google Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Obviously, leave us a 5-star review if you'd be ever so kind. Gentlemen, no Steven tonight. He's, once again, just hates our guts. But
or just one of us.
Yeah, Schwim. Every time Schwim comes on the pod, Steven just...
Steven's not here. Isn't that weird? And every time I'm on, he's on.
Yeah.
What are the odds?
The No S's Club. No S's Club.
Well, that one.
So what are we drinking?
Who's going first? Should I?
Yeah, you should.
Sure.
All right. I'm our boys at Nightmare. I've done it again. I got a new one. This is a new sour. So this guy's basically being split in half while he's upside down, and then
oh man,
both of his halves are then tied to camels and paraded about town.
See, it wasn't in camels, but there's a, and you could tell me what it's called while I think about the movie.
The movie,
a Bone Tomahawk. Have you ever seen Bone Tomahawk?
With, Kurt Russell.
No.
Yeah,
nope.
They do that thing where they chop the guy
to a guy
lengthwise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you watch it and you're like, why am I watching this? This is horrible.
It's a pretty brutal movie.
I was devastated.
I wasn't
that movie
it.
devastated me. Yeah.
No. It was a pretty brutal, brutal scene.
Didn't they cut off his manhood first and then
split him in half? I don't know.
Yeah, and then they split him in half by the anus. That's this
one. It's called, I don't know how to pronounce this. It's spelled Shekkeh. Sheka. I don't know. But it's a sour. It's a Persian-style sour, brewed with black cherries, pomegranate, Persian black limes, and damask roses. 6.3%. So, trying this bad boy out for the first time. This is their newest one so far.
Yeah,
Nice.
Bone Tomahawk. I'll never watch the movie again. It had like Kurt Russell, the way he dies, like when they give him that basically something like eats him from the inside out.
It's a brutal ass movie. Yep.
Sounds miserable.
It's bad. Yeah, no. Don't watch.
That's like that fungus that takes over insects and causes them to move what it wants, and then it
sprouts
and it grows at them.
But I guess they die because it eats. It could only be bad too, but I don't know. I don't think I'd want to be alive while someone's chopping me lengthwise. So, anyways, This is a fantastic podcast.
My fault.
Shorts?
Similar on a similar page. That's why my buddy and I, Chris, went to a bar in London, or a pub in London, just based on the name, which is the Hung, Drawn, and Quartered. It's the only reason we went, was just because of that name. It was outside the Tower of London, so how could you not want to go to a place called the Hung, Drawn, and Quartered?
Yeah, I mean that's fine.
For two history nerds, it makes sense. Anyway,
Drawn and Quartered is also another Nightmare beer, but go ahead.
Ooh. I am once again completely uneventful, I don't want to say uninspired, but I drink what I like and I like what I drink. I'm just having a Mudhead 1883 because I can, and it's in my fridge, and I'm celebrating summer and looking forward to when I can go to Mudhead again in person.
Listen, we didn't say that you had to always pick new beer.
But compared to you two and Esteban, I am not very adventurous with my beer. I like what I like, and I like I've said before with Esteban, I just stay in my lane, and it works very well for me to stay in my lane. Although Esteban and I did not stay in our lanes on Saturday at the beer fest. Yeah, we did have a Peroni in honor of Schwim, though. It was terrible.
In honor of Schwim.
It was Father's Day. My dad liked Peronis, so you had to.
Yeah, I had the Peroni and immediately turned to Esteban and said, "Ugh, what do you have to wash that awful taste out of my mouth?"
And
so we got a squall.
Mountain Dew or crab juice?
No, we went and got a squall. We actually had something good.
Oh, nice.
Crab juice sounds fantastic. Not as bad as the Clamato, but yeah. Some people on Twitter already. There's like, if you could have the New York Rangers actively pursue one player in this offseason, who would it be? And how many do you think are McDavid? Like most, if not all. It's very funny.
Wow.
Because they can definitely hit him.
I am going with Cosmics. I did Cosmics last week. This is another one. It's called Peach Passion Fruit. Bolero Snort, once again, doing some really good stuff. They had this thing called Evil Water, which I've had on before, which was like
Is
a
there lactose
malt
in it?
beverage. Nope, no lactose.
Ooh.
They had this thing called Evil
Where's the
Water,
lactose
which
in
I've had before, fruited water or fruited alcoholic water, or whatever you want to call it. Now they do a malt beverage with this one has peach and passion fruit in it, which I also made a
Nice.
cocktail, by the way. Hit up 1776 in Morristown if you haven't been there. Very good food. It's just expensive, obviously. It's a nice place to go, but I had this drink. It was Kettle One, and I actually bought the ingredients and made it for my family this weekend for Father's Day. By the way, shout out, Happy Father's Day to this man in the middle here, Schwim. First
Yeah,
one.
Schwim.
Happy Father's
First
Day. Happy
Father's
Father's Day
Day.
to me as well. Shorts guy, Happy Father's Day to you
I
for
made
being a
it.
cat dad.
Not anymore.
Well, you were. All right. You still
Used to be.
always a
Used to
father.
be.
But yeah, so we went to 76, had this drink. It's Kettle One Botanicals, which is peach and orange blossom. You mix that with passion fruit juice, lime, and ginger beer. Fantastic. One of the better mixed drinks I've ever had, and I will continue to make that. So I'll make for you guys when you come over next time.
So is it?
That's the one I put on the text message that Beer Baron wants to have. So we'll have a tarps off.
Yeah, we'll have to have a tarps off pool party.
Pool party.
Pool party at Dean's. By the way, at 1776, can you get lobster stuffed with tacos?
Yeah, you wish. Although I had one of the better prime ribs I've ever had. Not vegan prime rib, by the way. It had rosemary sea salt on it, and it was fantastic.
I think we should start just going to places and ask them for, can we have your finest food stuffed with your second finest food, and see what they bring us.
Yeah, nice.
That's gonna be expensive. We should bring our but if we do that swim, we have to bring our pipes.
Absolutely.
Ooh, yes. Yep.
We need to have a pipe night also.
We do have. We have to have a lot of nights.
Okay. All right, let's get to what's on tap for today's episode. We've been way off the rocker. Here's our weekly snapshot. What we thought, and I still don't think the series is anywhere close to close. Competitive yet.
Close.
We were expecting Florida to, after watching game one, we knew that Bob was going to be a problem. Shorts got me and you were talking about it a little bit. Mm-hmm. And games 2 and 3, they continue to do more of the same, where they relied on awesome goaltending, and Bob has been the MVP of this entire playoffs. And if they win, obviously he's going to be the MVP of this playoff. But you look at what they've done with the opportune scoring and everything else, and they continually make it look easy, and it's not. Clearly, it's not. The NHL is a tough league. It's hard to, it's hard to get wins. It's hard to be competitive, and it's hard to win in the playoffs. And this Florida team makes it look easy. Monday, after we chat, Shorty, Panthers won 4-1. And, Evan Rodriguez has 2 goals, and they score opportune times. The power play, the 4 unanswered when it looks like Edmonton, probably had the lion's share of good chances. Then Thursday comes around, and Panthers won 4-3 in Edmonton. It was 1-0 Panthers. Oilers come back, make it 1-1, but then 3 unanswered from the Panthers to go 4-1. If Oilers came back a little bit at the end of the third period, with like 4 or 5 minutes remaining, they were tied 4-3. But Alex Barkov's been awesome. Sam Reinhart, opportune goals. We talked about Rodriguez, 2 goals, and I kind of expected a sweep because of the way it's gone for Edmonton. But they had a monster game 4, 8-1 win. Edmonton Oilers. Connor McDavid, 1 goal, 3 assists. Dylan Holloway, he was inserted in the lineup with Evander Kane out. He had 2 goals and an assist. Matthias Janmark had 1 and 1. They looked to dominate from the beginning, going up. I think it was 2-0, then 2-1, and then the floodgates opened where they scored 6 unanswered. I want to get your takes on the series, how it's gone. What are you expecting as it travels to Sunrise for tomorrow? You guys think that the Oilers can make this a series, or or you think kind of it ends in Florida tomorrow night? Shrim?
I think it ends tomorrow. I think Florida's too good of a team to. There's no way that's going to happen again to them. That was just.
It's just a throwaway game, right?
Yeah, there's just throw out the tape. Don't even worry about it. Just you're coming home in front of your fans. They're I think most of the time bounce back pretty well after a loss anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're gonna have last change and everything. They're gonna be able to, I think, close it out tomorrow. I thought the game was tonight. I don't know why. I thought it was tonight, and I was like looking for it on TV and shit before I came out here. Yeah, but I think Florida closes it out tomorrow.
Tonight.
I know. I wish it was too. I need something to watch, but
I know. And with us having games tomorrow, it's like we have to go to the rink and we can't watch it tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, true.
Which means the series is going to end tomorrow. I think it's going to end tomorrow. I was expecting the Edmonton to at least get one win at home. There was no way that they were going to lose both at home. I don't think they have enough at all in order to beat this Panthers team. So I think it ends tomorrow, and it's going to be raining rats at the end of the game. And
it's going to be a sight to see.
Panthers. It's going to be a sight to see. And in all honesty, I'd prefer them to win their first at home. I mean, look at the Caps. They won theirs away in Vegas. That sucks. It sucked. It sucked when we won. I mean, I'm happy we won, but it sucked to win away at Dallas. Which, Dean, I'm sure in '94 it would have sucked for the Rangers to win it in frickin' Vancouver and not at MSG like they did. I'd prefer them to win it at home. But if Edmonton does pull off a win tomorrow, then I think it's pretty much anyone's series at that point, because then that little bit of doubt, could creep into the mind of the Panthers players. Like, crap, not again. We can't do this again.
Yeah, they don't want it to go to Edmonton.
No, they don't want to go back there because that fan base is going to be rabid if they can go if they can bring it back there. But I still think that overall it's going to end tomorrow. Paul Maurice is going to pull. It's basically going to be a no bullshit. We win tonight. We end this tonight.
For his sake.
Speaking of rabid, did you see Bissonnette when they showed him in?
Whitney.
He was going.
He was like choking the one guy out.
No.
I thought the guy in front of him was going to get.
I thought he was going to have a
contrast.
friggin' aneurysm. He was going so crazy.
He was
out
nuts.
of his damn mind.
Was that the worst game the Panthers played all playoffs?
Yes, easy.
Yeah. Tampa smoked them the one game that they won, but that was about it.
How many goals? After how many goals was Stolarz put in? Bob left 5, and then they put Stolarz in?
Yeah.
Yep.
And it wasn't many shots on goal either. I missed the first period, basically.
I thought they had like 30
beer fest.
No?
Yeah, it was here, I'll tell you now.
But leading up to it though. But leading up to Bob's pulling, I don't think it was a ton of
30.
And none of them were his
Wow.
fault.
So Skinner made 32 saves. Stolarz made 16. Bob made 11 for a total of 8. So 35
so he had 69.
saves. Or 35 shots, sorry.
35 shots. All right.
That's not a Bob-like performance, but
No,
I think
was not good. Really, the whole team was.
And you're allowed that.
They were not good. That. Yeah. So they're allowed a stinker.
It's kind of inevitable that you're going to throw a bad game. It just happens to be it's in that situation. But the Panthers have the advantage to where they have
in that situation. To be up 3-0 and have a stinker like that. You don't want to have a stinker like that when you're down like 2-1 or 1-1 or something.
Well,
what sucks
so
is
the Panthers have 3 more tries to win the Stanley Cup at this point.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. You have to win
They're
one
in
of
a
3.
much better spot.
Not hard. Yeah.
That's it. It's not hard. It could be, but it shouldn't be.
2 things. One quickly on. Well, here we'll do the wins thing first. So, Edmonton Oilers, after losing 3 straight, every time they've lost 3 straight this season, they've gone on a winning streak of 9 or more wins in a row. It was 9, 16, and 12 after losing 3 straight. So it would be pretty epic if they go 4 straight to win the Cup final. But
it's going to be tough.
Someone posted this. Bar Down.
Interesting end of the season.
Yeah. Bar Down posted this right before the game on Saturday night. Highest save percentage in a Cup final in NHL history. Tim Thomas 967, Johnny Bauer 971, Reggie Vachon 972, Patrick Waugh 974, Bob 984 this Cup final, and obviously he let in 5 goals and 16 shots
with that last game.
So that's a big hit. 5 goals on 16 shots, so 11 saves. So he has a 688 save percentage, which dropped him well below the top 5 in this stat, which sucks because obviously he's played really well, and you don't deserve that when you've played so well. Let's talk about Edmonton side real fast. Obviously, 8 goals, pretty impressive. A lot of guys on the score sheet, which they needed. They needed to break Bob and show that he's unbeatable. He's beatable because clearly he had their lunch. He had a shutout in game 1, and then only allowed 1 goal each in 2 and 3. But Connor McDavid, and I wax poetic about this guy. He's the best in the league. We talked about this last week, Shorts, that I think he's in the top 5 all time already. And especially if he wins the Cup, I think he cements himself in the top 5 all time. And Shorts, Steven.
We were talking about this last time, yeah.
Yeah, Schwim, you can, so basically we said, the top 3 are not debatable. It's Gretzky, it's Orr, and it's Lemieux. And I don't think you can put anyone in that category. It's the next 2 spots where I think that's up for debate, and it's Crosby, it's Gordie Howe, and it's McDavid. And you could tell me if you think anyone else you want to put in there. We were talking, is it, Maurice Richard, first 50 goal guy? Is it, some of these other guys? But to me, I think if he wins this Cup, McDavid, and we'll talk about his stats in this postseason, which has been crazy in a second. If he wins this Cup, I think he's in that top 5. Even if he retires the day after they win the Cup and he wins the Conn Smythe, I think he's top 5 all time.
If he retires after winning the Cup,
yeah.
I don't know if I go that far. But if he
with what he's done,
well, if they come back and win the Cup, then he's obviously going to be, I would think, a huge part of that and have a bunch of points and possibly break Gretzky's playoff point record.
He already broke one of Gretzky's records.
Yeah, he brought the assist one, right? But not
assist
points.
one. So Connor McDavid sets a new NHL record tonight for most assists in a single playoff with 32. If you wanted a Gretzky-like stat, consider this one. McDavid has as many assists these playoffs as 16 of the 18 postseason leaders in the salary cap era had total points. Jack Eichel last year, 26 points, led all the playoffs. He's at 32 assists this season. McDavid, 33 in 2022, so he's one off that point. Kucherov, 31 in 2021. Kucherov, 34 in 2024, so he's 2 off that point. Marchand, 23. Kuznetsov, 32. Malkin, 28. Couture, 30. Kane, 23. Kopitar, 26. Krejci, 26. Kopitar and Dustin Brown, 20. 20 points led the playoffs in 2012.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Jeez.
Krejci, 23. Briere, 30. Malkin, 36. Crosby, 27. Alfredson, 22. And Stahl, 28, which is 2006. That's where the salary cap era started. That's bonkers.
It's pretty nuts.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to extend the whole series in order to have a chance to catch Gretzky for points.
Yes. I believe Gretzky's at 40.
Does he have 40 or more than 40? No, there was like. Do you have it twice? I thought there was like 2 40, and then everyone else was in the 30s. Or maybe it was just Gretzky in the 40s. I don't know. All
right, so Gretzky had 47 in 84-85, 17 goals and 30 assists in 18 games. In 18 games.
Think about how bad the goaltending was too.
But still, man,
No, I know. I'm just saying. The
amazing.
Goaltending is also pretty crap.
Mario Lemieux, 44 in 90-91. Gretzky, 43 in 87-88. Gretzky, 40 in 92-93. So he's got 3 of the 4 40-point seasons. Connor McDavid's at 38 now. He tied Gretzky's 82-83 season. So he's 2 points off 40, Connor McDavid.
And what's the highest? 44?
47.
47.
He's 9 away.
The only way he's doing that is if he can
extend. He's got to get to Game 7. He's got to bring it to Game 7. Yeah.
It's got to.
It's crazy.
It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Paul Coffey had 37 points in 84-85. Paul Coffey, defenseman.
That's a defenseman.
And he's on the coaching staff there now.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I mean, I forgot Leach in 93, 94, the cup final had 34. Leach was so good. He's the only reason they won that freaking cup. Anyways.
He's more important to them than Messier, even though Messier gets all the pop.
Easily. It's not even a contest. Messier had the guarantee, and that was pretty much what the big things he did.
That's all he did.
I mean, he had a good postseason. I'm not going to sugarcoat. Like, he was very good at all stages.
He's a jackass.
But Leach was the complete reason I hate PK Subban, right? I as a player, and obviously tormented the Rangers, but him and Messier have grown on me in this playoff series.
They've gotten better. They've gotten better as the playoffs have gone
Messier's
on.
Still,
because
I think needs a little work, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but you could see PK rubbing off on him a little bit more.
When it's a non-Rangers series, they're great.
Oh, let's not pretend like he wasn't like PK Subban wasn't up the Devils' butts every time we talked about him. Come on, PK is one of the bigger homers.
I know that, but Messier was the biggest of the homers for them.
Well, of course he would be. Why would you be over your own team?
I would rather Messier and Subban announce the games than. We were talking about this the other day. McDonough.
Sean McDonough has got to be the worst.
It's so bad. I don't understand. Why does he keep getting the finals?
Who's worse?
And
who's worse?
And the worst.
Who's worse? Who's worse? McDonough in the playoffs or Landon Donovan with the Euros?
Oh, I think it's McDonough. I don't know, man.
I would take Landon Donovan at this point. I think he would probably be more excited for a goal. He'd be like, "Oh my, what the hell just happened?" He wouldn't even know. He'd be all excited. Much more than McDonough.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's not good.
Oh, Ray Ferraro was he really bumbled something the other day. He screwed up the goalie's name, and it's escaping me right now who was in and who he was supposed to be talking about. But about 3 different times he said the wrong goalie's name. I don't know if it was Stolars or someone, but I was watching. It was like, all right, you make one mistake, it is what it is. But then say it 2 more times. To say it 2 more times,
yeah,
it's like, oh, that's bad.
Yeah. No, but just McDonough, there's zero enthusiasm when any team scores. You're in the finals.
It's not even just scoring. There's like Bobrovsky or somebody makes a big save, and it's like an important save in the game, or a time point in the game or something, and it's just like there's no reaction to it.
Ray Ferraro,
barely any reaction to it.
Yeah, Ray Ferraro harps on the stupidest a nice play will happen, and he'll be talking about something but he'll also be talking about something from like a period and a half ago that just makes no sense, and it's not a part of the period. Anyways, whatever.
All right, Shrim, here you go. Ray Ferraro or Espo.
I said it before. I said I'll take Espo and Butch Goring. Just breathing heavily into the microphone and grunting.
That's all Butch Goring can do.
That's all Espo does. All you hear him is grunting in the background when something happens.
I love catching it. I love catching a Tampa game when it's on the radio because Espo just
my God.
you think he's dying after every play.
Jeez.
He really is fantastic.
That's all you hear. The whole time.
Dave Maloney does kind of the same thing. He's throughout the Rangers. It's great. He steps on other people's calls all the time. I love it though. All right, so a couple of Kachuk, Bennett, Ekblad all saying they're good for Game 5. And they don't expect they expect to kind of be just a throwaway game. It's a new game. Bob saying from the beginning, he's expected this to be a long series, which we all kind of hope it is because you don't want to see a sweep or a gentleman's sweep. You had both coaches, selling, obviously, Knobloch saying that they saw, they're hoping that they solved Bob and, getting Adam is good. And then on the other side, Marie's saying, oh, we got the split that we wanted in Edmonton, which makes sense.
Yeah.
You guys got anything on the series before we, maybe touch base on some other little small things?
I don't think tomorrow. I mean, yeah, they might have think they solved Bob, but I don't know. I think that's kind of like a fluke game where they scored that many goals and shouldn't expect that to be at all what's going to happen in Game 5. I think it's going to be a much tighter game, and
but I think
Florida's going to bounce back. I think
you could tell me. This is what I think by by scoring that many goals, not that you think that's going to happen again, but it takes off that thought in the back of your mind that he'll stop everything, that you're cursed and you're in a slump and you can't solve Bob, because obviously first 3 games, 2 goals in 3 games, you were like, Bob has their number. He's in their heads, like, and they were doing everything they needed to do. Connor McDavid, I say it again, you watch Connor McDavid in these playoffs where he just takes the puck and it's on a string and he just goes around in circles around everybody, including Gustav Forsling, who might be the best defensive defenseman in hockey or the best all-around defenseman in hockey. The way he controls the puck is just amazing. But they were doing all the right things in most of these games. They just couldn't get goals. And finally they got them in game 4. And it leaves them free, and a team, but with, their backs against the wall is a dangerous team. But I think it leaves them free knowing that they have solved him and can solve him. And they don't have to worry about this, guy in the back of their head just, wreaking havoc.
See, but I also think that could be that those 5 goals he let in could be all the motivation Bob needs to pitch a shutout tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Good. It's like, okay, that was your gimme. Now I'm going to shut you out and win this cup. Yeah. Kind of like Vasi would.
He's played well
do something similar. Vasi would probably do something similar. Schwim.
He would always bounce back after a loss.
Yeah,
always.
Yep, and then it bounced right back, and basically you can't get anything on him. And I have a feeling that Florida's defense is going to be extra stifling tomorrow. It's just going to be, they're going to feed off their crowd, extra stifling, and Bob's just going to shut the door, and it's going to be a Panthers Stanley Cup celebration tomorrow.
And possibly Mr. Skinner could show up the way he's sometimes played, and then that would benefit Florida.
Oilers the first team ever with 5 guys with 20 assists. Hyman has 20. 4 guys with 20 assists. They have 5 guys with over 20 points. But Nugent Hopkins, Bouchard, Draisaitl, McDavid have played fantastic. There was the stat for plus minus, which I wanted to go over this. So Darnell Nurse is now minus 11. He was, before this game, minus 15. Paul Reinhart, father of Sam Reinhart, was a minus 16, and he is the record for the worst plus minus in a playoff. He was minus 6. Check out this. He was minus 16 in 5 games in versus the Oilers in 84-85 when Gretzky had his 47 points.
There you go.
The Oilers against Calgary in 5 games scored 35 goals.
Oh. Wow.
35 goals. And he was a
7
minus 16. And yeah, amazing. Nurse was a minus 15, obviously, and now he's minus 11. But yeah, I was really hoping Nurse would break that record because Paul Reinhart does not deserve that. Minus 16 in 5 games is
16. Wow.
Yeah, pretty bad.
But in only 5 games, that's friggin' nuts.
Yeah. So,
holy crap!
Very, very.
He's looked terrible, except for last game, obviously. But he has not looked good. That goal he had was pretty nice, though.
Not $9.5 million good, that's for sure.
No, not $9.5 million worth. No. All right, let's see here. Stuart Skinner has played pretty well. In those 4 games, I don't think that you can really say that he's been, the issue or that he was the issue in some of those games. No, not the reason.
Not the reason, but he's not helping them either.
No, he's made the decent saves.
Didn't he have a huge turnover behind the net, and then they passed out in front and pretty much scored? That wasn't good. Wasn't that the
2
early?
Was that game 3? It was game 2 or game 3?
Oh, it
was bad. It was bad. Either way, it was bad.
It was a bad play.
Yeah,
but also there was a guy wide open, uncovered in the middle, but still he mishandled the puck and their defense.
I've experienced that type of defense before. It's never fun.
All right, so a couple things not for this series. Ryan Warsofsky named Sharks head coach. He played with them for a little while, and he's 36, was the youngest coach in the NHL. and he's obviously tasked with a youth movement with Macklin Celebrini, expected to be the number 1 overall pick in 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks is the NHL draft? Yeah, shit, 2 weeks.
It's on the 24th.
We got to talk to Sammy.
Oh, sorry, 3 weeks.
Isn't it?
Yeah. No, wait, it's next week?
It's next week, isn't it?
No, we really got
to July. No, it's in June, isn't it?
28th or 20.
Oh, June 28th. Shit. Yeah, next week.
Yeah,
2 weeks.
Friday.
2 weeks. Yeah.
The 28th?
So 2 weeks.
28.
Well, yeah, 2 weeks
Friday.
meaning next Friday.
Yeah, I guess.
So we'll do a live show. We'll probably skip that Monday show. All right, so a couple things. All right, so Ryan Wasowski, I just said it. Sorry. New head coach for Sharks. You have Don Waddell, who just was announced as the new Jackets GM, fires Pascal Vincent as his coach.
Mm-hmm.
So the poor guy, after filling in, admirably for Mike Babcock, which was one of the worst coaching hires in NHL history.
Yeah.
He gets the axe, which, that sucks because he was not the reason why they were so bad. And, can be blamed for what's been going on there.
No, but then the new GM wants to come in and put his own stamp on things.
Yeah. What else? Good GM. He knows what he's doing, or you hope he knows what he's doing if you're that team. And then, what was I trying to do? Utah Hockey Club, which
the Super Soakers.
Yeah, Super Soakers.
Be better than what it is
19-year-old forward from Sweden, third-round pick of the Coyotes in the 2023 draft. Noel Nord signed a 3-year NHL entry-level contract Monday. He became the first player to sign with the Utah Hockey Club, which also this past week showed their jerseys. And I think we kind of agreed. We like the colors. We saw the couple logos that they offer. It does not have a nickname yet. The team doesn't have a name. It's just going to be the hockey club for, if not a year, probably
season, right?
Season, maybe 2, if at the most. Do you guys like the jersey designs? I mean, what can you really expect when they only had a few months to really? It's not like they had,
but still,
years like the Kraken
that's all they could throw
or the
together?
Vegas Golden Knights.
Well,
yeah.
Listen. As I can tell you from doing designs for people before, I guarantee that there are probably better designs, but the best designs don't always win. It's the one that the idiots are like, oh, that one's really good, and it's like generally the worst one. I'm in favor of them taking their time coming up with their nickname because that's a massive decision and a big branding thing. You want to get that right. I mean, look at if the jerseys are kind of like a ho-hum type thing and there's not a general consensus of, wow, those are awesome. I'd rather them wait and come up with the good nickname and come up with a good team name and then take the time to really put something together just so it's done right. It's going to be what, like a navy blue, a light blue, and a white are the colors, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
black,
blue, white,
there also
black too. Yeah.
Yeah, which is a cool colorway, and they could do a lot with it, and it's just take your time with it. It's they only had a couple months to do this, and you don't want to flop in your first chance.
Yeah,
I also think real quick, sorry, Dean. I also think they maybe don't want to give away too much to what the nickname is going to be, so they
could
want
be future
to have the most plain jersey possible to not give away anything.
Could be, yeah.
They could have had like a jersey design, just Utah Hockey Club, but
if you think about this too, everyone in Utah is going to have to buy this jersey, and then they're going to have to buy brand new jerseys next season.
Yep.
Yeah, smart move. Smart move.
It's a smart move. It's going to be a hit. It's going to be a quick hitter of money, now, and then a quick hitter of money. It's one of those things where it's like, people are going to buy the jersey and then they're going to move on and get the nickname. In about 30 years, everyone's going to be like, oh man, I wish I would have had one of those Utah jerseys.
Imagine they don't get a nickname and this is the nickname they go with because they have so much success or something in their first season and everyone loves it.
Hey,
and they're like, all right.
But you know what though?
It's possible.
Sometimes it's possible. It's possible.
Yeah.
I just hope they go with the Super Soakers.
I do too. I want the Super Soakers so bad. Yes, the logos the logos that they had out there, one was the state of Utah, where it says Utah inside of it. One was the circle with Utah Hockey Club. You had Utah just in like a rectangle, and then the Utah Hockey Club just lettering. So 4 different kind of jersey setups.
Which is also kind of cool that they're embracing the actual state too, that they're
yeah,
represent.
I like that.
Mhm.
That's a pretty cool thing too.
I like the colors
And maybe
too.
something
It's
will
like
come up.
different colors from
Maybe something will come up over
everything
the
else.
season, like naturally, as far as the team is concerned. Maybe that's what they're also waiting for too, to see what just comes up naturally from the fan base and just from the culture that winds up building up there in Utah. It just could be kind of a wait and see. Like let's see what comes about, and instead of forcing something, because if you look at some designs and some things that are forced, based on marketing and market polls and research and all kinds of crap, it usually it's usually so terrible.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks. I mean, look
I
at
don't
our
think there's
jersey.
gonna be, I don't think they're going to
It's
throw like a
terrible.
new name in there. Unfortunately, I think it's just going to
No.
be one of those 6 names because that's what they applied for the licensing.
That is true, but you never know what could crop up over the course of a season.
Something.
Too,
I don't know
right?
if they wouldn't have enough time to maybe unveil it the following season. They'd have to play under Utah Hockey Club for another season, and then
Yeah.
maybe unveil this other new name the following season, the 3rd season.
You could also do it as like a 3rd jersey too, halfway through the season. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't know what the timelines or the deadlines are for the league as far as what they require. But if something comes up over the course of the season and it just blows all 6 of those suggestions out of the water, go with it.
Yeah, agreed.
It is the Beehive State. They could just go with the Bumblebee Man from The Simpsons.
That'd be a fantastic 3rd jersey.
That would be awesome. That'd be awesome.
Utah Bumblebee Men.
Yeah.
It just says "I Carumba" on the bottom of the jersey.
Yeah, that would be very, very cool.
Colors really wouldn't go with it, but it'd still be cool.
Yeah, you could make it work. I mean, one of the best episodes with him on it was that the short story episode.
Oh yeah,
his house just falls apart and he's served with.
That's one of the greatest episodes ever. I think actually,
it really is one of the greatest episodes ever.
So many great stories in that one.
Are you laughing at my automobile?
All right, couple of quick things. Well, one thing we want to chat about, and then we'll get out of here. But there's
Is it
a
Aurora
lot
Borealis?
of family. Yeah, the 2024 NHL draft next week. We'll talk about it a little bit more next week after the Cup final too. But a lot of guys that we've seen in the NHL in the past now have kids or brothers or uncles that have played, or nephews that are now in this draft coming up. Obviously, Macklin Celebrini, his dad is the VP of player health and performance for the Golden State Warriors, and played hockey. That'd be Macklin Celebrini. You have Adam Yurchek, whose brother David was selected 6th overall by the Blue Jackets in 2022. Ty Ginla, obviously his Hall of Fame father, Jerome, played 20 seasons in the NHL, and obviously it's the franchise record for goals and points for the Flames. Yzerman, whose brother Shane was a 4th-round pick in for the Ottawa Senators. Ryder Ritchie, whose father Byron played in the NHL. Atus Koivu, his father being Saku Koivu, Montreal Canadiens legend, and uncle is Mikko. Max Plant, Derek Plant was his father, played for Buffalo Sabres, and then a cup stint with the Stars. Yuri Fisher's son, Lucas Fisher. Miroslav Shatan Jr., which Shorts guy, you've already said you want him on the Devils, so you can say Satan.
Him to be drafted by the Devil.
Yep.
Do you know who would buy that jersey immediately?
Everyone.
Scotty. No, out of us, Scotty would buy that jersey immediately.
I like it. Yeah,
that would be. I think it would be a friggin' top seller if they drafted.
Oh my gosh! Immediately would be a top seller.
And
the Devils, and the Devils,
he could be like friggin' Rempe on the Rangers. Who cares?
Yeah.
And I guarantee, I'll tell you what though, I guarantee it would be a top seller, and the Devils would find some way to screw it up.
Mir Shatan, we just talked about him. And then the other name was William Samuelson. His father, Michael, played for the Rangers for a little while and then a bunch of other teams. But the goaltender that we just saw, and this is where like you see this, Nabokov's son. And it just, when you see like guys like Aginla we grew up watching, Koivu we grew up watching, Nabokov we grew up watching, and to see their kids in the NHL is just makes you sick. We are so
it makes you sick. It doesn't make me sick.
Oh, still, it's so
exciting
weird
to see.
seeing that
It is
name.
cool.
It is.
You know, these names
It's
from your
cool.
past come in.
Didn't Urbe have a kid that was in the league or was going to be draft eligible or something like that?
I think so.
I thought
yeah.
so. But here's
draft?
my question. But here's my question: are there any relations of the Glass or Jessamine family for the Rangers to draft?
Yeah.
Oh man, there's no way they'd have to stay away from him completely.
Yeah.
No matter how good he is, he could be one of the highest touted prospects ever.
Hugh
They'd have to stay
Jessamine
away from him.
Jr.
If he doesn't
Cannot
make good
do
enough
it.
smoothies, he's not going to be in it. So I don't care. I'm looking at Urbe. I don't see.
Maybe it was a
anything to say
nephew
about his
about
children.
Urbe.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a nephew or something.
Yeah.
I thought there was
I love
some
Archie
kind of.
Urbe.
So did I. How could you not like Archer?
5'8",
Mhm.
you know, small guy, and then those pads were
The
the.
pillows.
pads,
That's the thing I
the
always remember, the
Soviet-
pads.
the Soviet style
The white
helmet,
pillows.
the Jofa helmet with the Jofa cage.
Yeah.
Like,
The wooden looking stick, like it actually looked like
Mhm.
wood. It probably was, some sort of composite, but it was wood. Yeah. Yep. Gotta love them.
Yeah.
All right. You guys got anything
now
else?
I'm curious if Nabokov's kid wears 20.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Curious if he
That'd be
wears
cool.
20. And Nabokov wore
I
20
was-
because of Trediak.
Was Shatan 89?
I thought he was 16 for
what
some
number
reason.
was he? I thought he was.
Miroslav
I
Shatan?
thought he was like 81 or something like that.
Sure might be right. Miroslav Shatan. Mir
I don't think he was
Shatan
68.
in the
I think he was like something in
NHL.
the 80s.
No, I said 87. He was
I thought it was
81.
80.
81. There you go.
Yeah,
You could just swim. Yeah.
I love some Miro
In-
Shatan.
He played 18. He was number 18 when he was with Czech Republic.
Okay.
Was he only on?
This is
What other
Jersey,
teams was he on? Was he only on Buffalo?
Pittsburgh.
Buffalo and it's
Oh, yeah,
Bruins.
Pittsburgh. I forgot about that. Holy shit.
He
never
was
a
with
devil.
Bruins. I think he was
Never
Senators
TBL.
too.
No. Just like Yager
Yeah,
was
the-
never
no, the
TBL,
Devils-
he played for everyone else.
Nope. I never get a Yager
The
bomb
Devils
shirt
definitely.
because of
Oh,
it.
he was also Edmonton Oilers. I didn't realize he was Edmonton Oilers. He was Islanders,
Wow.
Edmonton?
Bruins, Penguins, Sabres.
Okay. I remember the Isle. I remember. Yeah, now I remember I do not remember it on Edmonton.
No.
I don't remember on
Okay.
Boston either.
I think I remember.
I feel like
him
I
on
remember
Boston.
that.
Yeah.
What do you think was his highest point total in a season?
60.
66.6.
Higher?
75
75. Okay. Not bad.
with the Sabres. 26 goals, 49 assists. And then the season
Okay.
before, he had 37
Mhm.
goals. He had a 40 pot with the Sabres.
Nice.
I didn't realize he had 40 goals.
He's a freaking good, pretty damn good player. I
He
liked
was.
him a lot. I remember
He was.
watching him. I liked him.
His son's 6'7". His son's a monster.
It's
Um,
freaking nuts.
yeah, it's a big boy.
Just like
All right.
Eric Dean will be 6'7" and drafted by the Devils.
Dean, how mad are you going to be if your son gets drafted by the Devils?
I won't be on this podcast any longer. When that happens, yeah. All right, the music should be playing, but it's not for some reason. So I'm going to give my beer ranking. Cosmics, very good. Once again, 4.25.
Will you figure
Whoa.
out the music? Schmims?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm trying to play it.
Nightmare Sheka or whatever the hell it's called. I'll do the same as you, Dean. 425. Delicious sour.
Is that a Shek Azaramesh?
Ooh, it could be. It's in Persia.
It
It's
isn't? Yeah,
it's Persian style sour.
there you go. Whatever I give this normally, 4.5, whatever
Good.
it is, 5, 4.5, 4.75.
Yep.
I don't know.
That shrimp to go.
Staying in my lane.
Oh, we're done. Belated Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there.
Hey!
I forgot about, even though we talked about it before, but Happy Father's Day
Yeah.
to you, Dean. Happy Father's Day to me and all the fathers out there. Thank you for
Hi, Matthew.
everything you do for us. Matthew Joseph Cardenas, if you're watching, we love you.